So to get your driver's license in the state of Puebla, all you needed was passport, residency card, printout of the CUR, and your comprobante domicilio, which is your light bill or gas bill. That's it. What's going on, mi gente? This is Profe Gallo, and I'm coming to you live from the beautiful country of Mexico. And in this video, I'm going to share with you how to get a driver's license here in Mexico. So follow along.
I couldn't take it no more, so I left the Matrix.
Compra colchones, tambores, refrigeradores, estufas, lavadoras, microondas o algo de fierro viejo que vendan. Dímelo, profe.
So for those who don't know, I'm Profe Gallo, and I am a U.S. military veteran that moved abroad from the U.S. to the Dominican Republic and now in Mexico. And on this channel, I share with all of you everything expat living and travel related. So in this video, I'm going to share with you all my experience getting a driver's license here in Mexico, specifically in the state of Puebla. Now, I know as a foreigner, I had no idea where to start, but that's the excitement I get from this journey, right? Is going through the process, you know, learning the process on your own, figuring out how it works and making it happen. So when I wanted to figure out how do I go about getting a driver's license here in Mexico, I went on YouTube, listened to a couple of folks, you know, some people who are out in this state of Mexico and another state of Mexico. And the one thing they mentioned that every state works differently. And I wanted to speak to someone who can actually help me out. We'll just give you some tips on how to go about the process here in Puebla. So I spoke to my Uber driver, and my Uber driver, he explained to me, well, first you gotta be a legal resident, right? So as a foreigner, you gotta make sure you have your legal residency. You can't be illegal. I'm like, look, dude, like, don't assume that undocumented migrant that's passing through Mexico trying to get to the US. That is a common misconception here in Mexico. If you are black or if you are a foreigner that's non-white, they automatically assume that you are a migrant passing through Mexico trying to get to the border and enter the United States. That is a fact. A fact. I've come across that so many times, so many stories. I'll post some stories out in other videos. But in this case, I explained to the guy, no, I'm good, I got everything, I just want to know the process. Just tell me the process. And explain the process, you got to go online and book a appointment, and we go from there. So I went online, figure out the place that issues the driver's license. So I figure, okay, went online, booked an appointment. In my case, I work Monday through Friday, so I don't want to take any days off, right? Unless I'm actually on vacation. So I figured out, hey, I got a holiday coming up. Let me schedule a appointment for this holiday. The first appointment available, which is 9 o'clock in the morning here in Puebla. So I booked an appointment here in Puebla, specifically the CIS San Andres Cholula office, because the Uber driver told me that many of the offices in Puebla are always full and they work slowly. So try to book one at a place that's less busy. So I figured, well, I live in San Andres Cholula, which is like I guess you can say it's a suburb of Puebla. So I live there. Even though I don't live in the center, I live right on the border with Puebla. I booked an appointment with that particular office at 9 o'clock in the morning. And when I made the appointment, on the appointment confirmation letter, it explains all the documents you need for a new license. I made sure I printed out all those documents. At least I thought I did. Then when I got there in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, they have a line outside, right? Well, I got there like 8:30. So there's a line outside, and then the police that to security, which is actually police. They organize the line and say, hey, on this side, you have people who are doing registrations. This line is for people who are for placas, which is license plates. This line is for people who are getting a license. So I got in the appropriate line. I was the second one in line for the license. And then I'm there in the sun. I mean, even though we have shade above me, the sun is still beaming in from the side. So I'm out here sweating like, damn, I hope we can get inside soon because, I'm hot. So eventually I started, looking through my documents and I realized, damn, I forgot to print out my CURP sheet, right? Even though on your residency card, you'll have your CURP, you gotta actually print out the CURP because it actually has like up-to-date information on there. So, and for your CURP, it can't be no older than 3 months. So I'm thinking, well, I think I printed out a CURP the other day. Let me check my email. So I'm going to my email and here it's May and the last CURP I generated was back in January. So that's not gonna help me. But then go online to see if I can go ahead and download another CURP. And I see ahead of me like the building beside the driver's license building, which is called CIS. The building beside actually has a little kiosk in the front for copies. So you see like quite a few folks getting out of line or coming from that kiosk with copies. So I say, hey, anything that needs to happen, I'll go out there and get that printed out and come right back. So I go inside. I was the second person up for getting my license to let us in at just before 9 o'clock. And I was the second person called up. I gave all my documents, but let her know that, hey, I do not have my printout for the CURP. And she says, no problem. There's a kiosk right in front. Go ahead and print it out and come right back. So I go online to print it out, and guess what? The system is down. Yes, the system is down pretty often. Like the Mexican government system is down very often. So what does that mean? I couldn't get it generated. So I'm like, damn. All right, well, the most up-to-date one I have in my email, I printed out back in January, the 4th of January. And here it's May, which is 4 months going on 5 months, right? So let me print this out because the system is down and I can't generate a new one. And I brought that one back. So I brought that one back to the lady and she was like, and I was like, hey, the system is down. So I can't print out a new CURP, right? The system is down. And she was like, well, let me check my supervisor. So she go ask the guy and the guy was like, nah. And she was like, look, the system is down. You gotta wait till the system comes back up before you can print one out that's updated. So, and that's the only document I'm missing. So she was like, just make sure you come by here before 2 o'clock p.m. And we're talking, and it's about probably like 9:15, 9:20 at the time. So I'm thinking, damn, all right, well, I'll just wait outside in the shade until the system comes back up. So I'm waiting. Then I look at my old CURP sheet. I'm looking at it like, So here is the CURP sheet, right? I'm not going to show the whole barcode because I don't want you to get my information. But you can actually scan the barcode at the bottom, and what will come out is this actual sheet. That's how they know it's genuine. But they didn't know that at the office because I was just playing around with this, trying to figure out how I can get an updated printout soon. So I scan the top, and the top just gives you your information, right? Your CURP, your name, date of birth, etc. The bottom part will actually scan your updated CURP. So therefore, even though the system is down, the Mexican government system is down, I was able to scan this. And when I scanned it and it opened up, it actually opened up to an updated CURP. So your CURP, whenever you get a new printout, it'll have the date of the document, right? So this is the date of the document, the last time I did it before today. So therefore, when I scanned that barcode, it actually gave me an updated CURP, right? With today's date on it, even though the government system was down. So I couldn't go into the government system the normal way and actually print it out. I did scan the barcode at the bottom of my printout that I generated in January, and that worked. Yes, it worked. It gave me a printout up for today, and I used that printout. And she was like, when I came back with the printout, she was like, how did you print this out? How did you get this? Because the system is down. And I was like, look, all I did was look at the barcode at the bottom. I scanned it, and poof, popped up. And she was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And she was sharing it with her colleague next to her, and she actually scanned like my old one, and it worked. And she was like, wow, I didn't know that. And I'm like, yeah. And then she was showing her other colleagues as well about this new thing, because apparently a lot of folks don't know about this because, I mean, why? I mean, only in this rare case where the Mexican government system is down, I'm there on my only day off. I'm trying to get all this complete, and I just happened to scan it to see what happens, and boom, an updated court. So it's a side note, but that's what happened in my case. So she immediately took all my documents, scanned it, all that stuff that she had to do. And then she said, okay, now you have to take an exam for 10 questions. I'm like, what? An exam? I thought I was just getting a new license, showing that, hey, here's my foreign license. So I brought my Dominican Republic license and also my expired Puerto Rico license, even though I had the virtual license that's up to date, but I didn't have the actual physical license. I had the virtual copy of the virtual license that is up to date in Puerto Rico, just in case they didn't accept the one from Dominican Republic, because I'm not Dominican, even though I have my Dominican residency. Long story short, she was like, nah, you're getting a new license. You don't need any of that. Just take this exam, 10 questions. And she shifted the screen and gave me the mouse. And I took the exam for 10 minutes right in front of her. It only took me about 3 minutes to do, but you're allowed 10 minutes, and it's just 10 questions. And I'm going through this exam, and I'm like, the first question, okay, this is easy. Second question, okay. Third question, a little more difficult because I didn't recognize the vocabulary, right? Yeah, I could say I'm pretty fluent in Spanish, but when it comes to certain areas of vocabulary that I'm not familiar with, you don't know what you don't know. So I'm not familiar with the vocabulary of, the cars and signs and highways and things of that nature. I've never been in a position to really have to learn it, right? So I'm reading through this and I'm like, wow, I don't know some of these words, but the answer's got to be this because this is the only thing that makes sense. Then the fourth question, the fifth question, all the way down to the last question. And I'm thinking, man, I'm reading a question and it's asking me something, but I don't know what it's asking me because the actual vocabulary they use, the actual noun that's being used, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it means. It's not like I could take out my phone and Google it because I can't. So I'm like, So in that case, what I did was just read the responses. And all the responses, sometimes the response just doesn't make sense, right? It's just like, it can't, whatever it is, it can't be this because it doesn't make sense. So the question would be something like, what do you do if blank, blank, blank happens? I'm like, oh, I don't know. But then I'm reading the questions and I'm like, one of the responses for one of the questions was like, do you look at your valuables? Like, do you check your valuables? Like, no, you don't check your valuables. Another question was like, something ridiculous, like, do you call your, family or something? I'm like, no. Then the last question was like, you do this, then wait for, police and ambulance. I'm like, it's gotta be that, right? Even though I don't know what this word means, I know that doesn't make sense and that doesn't make sense for an answer, but this answer does make sense. So that's how I got through it. And you only have to get 6 questions correct. And I don't know how many I got correct, but I got at least 6 correct. And boom, I was approved. Aprobado, dice. And I passed the test and just waited for my documents. She asked me if I wanted my license for 3 years or 5 years. Give me that one. And I got my license for 1,400 pesos. So after I paid, I waited to get my picture taken, and they were pretty backed up. But so I waited quite a bit, maybe about 30 minutes before I got my picture taken. Got my picture taken, and immediately after that, I was given my license, and boom. One note is that you cannot smile. Well, you cannot smile with teeth. So here is my Mexican license. Little goofy smile there. Boom, can you see it? Yeah. Now when I'm traveling around or walking around here in Mexico, I'm going to use my driver's license. I'm not going to use my residency card because I feel like my driver's license is cheaper and easier to replace than my residency card in case it gets lost. So that residency card is going to stay with my passport so that whenever I'm traveling in and out of the country, I got that. Just to sum everything up, all you need for your driver's license is your residency card, your passport, your printout of the corp, and your comprobante domicilio, which is like your light bill or gas bill. Those are the only 4 things I needed. Even though the list stated more things, like they had on their birth certificate and maybe a couple of other things. Those are the only 4 things I needed. So if you have any questions for me, ask me down there below in the comment. Please like, share, subscribe to this video. I hope this information is helpful to you all. It was a pleasure going through the process and being able to share this with you all, because sometimes you just really want to get it done and don't want to be having to take many trips. So for me, I wanted to get it done on my only day off. I got it done. I'm happy. I'm sharing with you all, and I hope this was helpful to you all. See you in the next video. Peace. What up, my people? Hola, mi gente. Gracias por tu apoyo. Da me gusta, sigue mi canal y comparte con toda tu familia. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please give it a like and subscribe and share with all your family if you enjoy my content. Peace.